Hey, welcome everyone to a new game of Catan. So let's have a look at the board. What do we see here? I'm immediately thinking about the 8-5-10 over here. I think that's a very solid spot. It is one of the great ore spots, but I do see actually that the wheat is pretty low in this board. So it makes sense to get on the 6-5-9 as well here. So I think I want to go for that spot, but well, let's have a look at what do you see more. So the 8-5-10, of course, is also a great spot. However, I'm not sure if I do like it. You can combine it with the 4-9-11, of course, but well, I don't like the ports of the 5-8-10. So I also see the 6-9-3 over here, and you can combine it with the 9-10, but then you're really dependent on the 9 wheat. So I'm not sure if that is the great option too. Of course, getting on the good ore and wheat is very good. So I think I want to go with the 6-5-9 on this board. We might go to the wood port, and I think we can combine it with the 8-4 at the bottom as an out. I think we then could have a decent setup. We will have some competition from the 6-9-3 player though. So we have to see here, but I think I want to go with the 6-5-9 over here. I think that's a very good spot. Maybe we're the only one on the good wheat spot here. So yeah, I think I want to go for that spot. And we might combine it with the 3-4-8 at the top, but we have to see. And then we can play a really good road game. So let's just take the 6-5-9 over here. And let's see what brown decides to take. So I think as brown, you either take the 5-8-10 or the 6-9-3. Yeah, it's the 5-8-10 going for the brick port. But the 8 brick might be blocked a lot, so I'm not a huge fan of that. So yellow will probably place on the 6-9-3 with the 9-10, I guess. I think that is his strongest out. And then brown will get the 4-9-11. So that is, I think, pretty strong. And we will get the 3-4-8. So I think we all have a decent setup to win the game. And green will probably end up with the 6-3-11 in the middle. So let's see if yellow indeed decides to do that. But I think, yeah, you need to wheat. So the 9-10 makes sense. And getting on the 3-for-1 port right off the bat, I think is pretty solid. But then again, you are dependent on the 9 though. So let's see. Yeah, so yellow's taking quite amounts of time. Yeah, you take the 9-10 as expected. And I think brown should take the 4-9-11 and point the road upwards. You might get a good settlement spot as well. But we have to see here. I think it doesn't make sense for brown to point the road left or left here. Only getting on the 3-4. But I do think green, yeah, green is a little bit stuck to be honest. She needs sheep and wheat. So you could end up with the 6-2, but I think it's too little production and too little wheat. So I think you have to go with the 6-3-11 in the middle. Or the 9-10-11 if that is open for you, but I doubt that will be open for you. So let's see. Yeah, you take the 4-9-11 here. I agree. So I agree with all the settlement spots so far. Maybe as green you could also consider the 6-5-9, I guess, or even the 5-9-10. That could be an option too. And expecting, yeah, but then you will let the 8-5-4 open. Not sure if you want to do that. So the 8-5-10 is a great settlement spot for sure. Yeah, and I think for us the choice is obvious. We take the 3-4-8. And going for the 3-for-1 port, that would be really nice as well. Yeah, so green decides to take the 6-3-11 here. You'll point your road to the right. So we are in a bit of a race here. I definitely need the 6-11-12 spot, especially as the row player. You want to get a good extra settlement spot somewhere in the middle. So we already have 1 wood and 2 brick, and even 2 wood, 2 brick. So now I have to make an important decision. So what do I do with my roads here? My win condition is definitely road. So I'm really looking at cutting off green right off the bat and securing myself the 6-11-12 and the longest road because we can connect. And for green, it will be a lot harder. You are really dependent on the 10 to, well, have a shot at the largest army or a row building, something like that. So yeah, I don't want to make unnecessary races. And you already start off with the wood, the sheep, and the wheat, and you did get another wood. So if you can get 2 bricks, you could um, take the 6, 11, 12. So I don't want that to happen. So I think I will go for pointing two roads downwards. Yeah. So this is a little bit unfortunate because now if you steal from me, yeah, you do steal my sheep and you block the 9 wheat as well. I think it's a solid block, but the sheep is pretty rare for me to get. But we have a ton of production. We have 23 points of production, which is a lot, highest of the game. And I do like the production of brown as well, and of green as well. So yeah, we have to see how this will turn out. Of course, the only downside is that we don't have any ore income. And of course, you need ore to win the game. So I did make a good trade, the wood for sheep trade. I will definitely get some wood. And getting the sheep is very nice. I think it's a good trade for us both. You don't produce the wood, and I hardly produce any sheep. But yellow is going for the 910 too. That is a great expansion spot. That will definitely help you out. And doubling up on the ore is also very nice. Okay, we do get a brick here. And another sheep. So some trees early game. Okay, so the 10 is not great for me. Brick can be a good trading resource, but if the 10 rolls, of course, the brick is not that valuable anymore. So Brown already has to port 4 sheep in for 1 wheat. He's definitely lacking a bit of wheat. Yeah, and we are getting a ton of cards. So I have to decide what I want to do next. So do I want to settle on the 6, 11, 12? I could also build to the 3 for 1 port. That might be better. Oh, wood for ore. I definitely want to take a trade. Unfortunately that you trade with green. I would love to get that ore. So yellow managed to get the first settlement with no wood income and hardly any brick. But you started off with the brick and the 10 rolled. So I think pretty good early game for yellow here. And green decides to go for the 8-4 over here, it seems like. So I want to block the 9 ore. I don't want yellow to accelerate their game. Yeah, and I think I'll just go for probably the 3 for 1 port here. Let's see. I think I want to do that here. The wood port would be nice too, but I think, yeah, we are also getting a lot of brick. So I think it's pretty good to get the 3 for 1 port, get some flexibility. And we will get the road anyway later on. So I prefer getting the 3 for 1 port over the 6, 11, 12 here. So really nice that we block the 9 ore here. That is definitely necessary. But yellow is getting some great early rolls here. So yellow is definitely someone we have to look out for. I only don't like the position of green too much. I'm not sure what your game plan is. It might be hard to get road, and it will be very hard to get army. And a little bit the same with brown though. So brown does a very balanced setup, but I think yellow might outpace you. You have the same ore. Yellow does have better wheat and better sheep. So I will try to get the brick here for the settlement. But I don't think there is much brick in the game. So I think this trade will not go through. Yeah. And there's also not that many ore in the game. Okay. So another 9. We have a lot of early 9s here. That's of course not great. Okay. Probably the 6 or the 8 block. Let's see. So, yeah, who do I think is in the strongest position? It is hard to say now, but if the 9 will roll, I think yellow is definitely in the strongest position. I think there's a high chance she will get army, but we have to see. So we did get the brick anyway here, the 4 brick. So that's a really nice 4 roll for us. So I think we have a high chance of settling now. Unless some 7 rolls now. Okay, so there's some ore in the game. Wow, and another 9, but this is even better for yellow for sure. So I tried to get the ore here, but well, yellow does have a ton of wheat in her hand, so she will not trade me, but maybe green wants to do it, but not for a wheat and a brick. I think that's way too expensive. The ore is rare for me, but yeah, then I will just go for the settlement here. So I could possibly get 2 settlements, but there's no brick in the game. So I'm trying to get the ore because, well, I definitely need ore. And in this case, I can get the settlement and the development card. But unfortunately, the trade does not go through. So we have to hold here. I don't want to port my wheat in. The wheat is very valuable here. Wow, so another 10. So this is so good for yellow, by the way. The 9s and 10s. And the 6. So basically all the numbers of yellow are rolled right now. And you do get the city. Yeah, it only takes 2 9s to get the city. So that is the power of the coordinated ore and wheat on a good number. That is what we see here. And you do have the 3 for 1 port. So if you have an excess of sheep or ore, you can be really flexible with it. So I do like the setup of yellow now, and yellow is really taking off now. So yeah, our win condition is definitely long road, and the big challenge will be to get the city here. But so maybe if we can get to the wood port quickly enough, we have a less hard time to city up, because then it only takes a couple of wood to get the ore we want. So I will do the wheat for ore trade here, but I think you might want to go for the city here. Okay, just a row building. So interesting that you decide to build on the 3-4. Maybe don't want to get blocked on the 8 ore that much. And securing yourself a path to, well, maybe the ore port here? Because brown could, this is a very, yeah, oh yeah, I'm trying here to get the wheat for ore trade. So let's see. But it's very hard to get some trades on this board, I feel like. So in that case, I might want to go for the development card here. I could also just port my wheat and wood in for 2 ore, but I'm not sure if that is the right play. The 9 wheat might be blocked a lot. So I think getting it also of my 8 brick, I think is pretty good here. I don't want to get stuck. And we might get the Monopoly, Year of Plenty, Victory Point is nice, Row Building is nice. So yeah, we just get the Knight. That's fine. So the 4 is really good for us here. But the 10 is even better for yellow. So yellow now can probably settle on the 6-2 or just get the city. And also, by the way, no 7s for yellow. That's amazing for her. Because the risk of doubling up on your numbers is that you can 7 out more easily. So I think yellow is really lucky with that. So yellow already after 24 rolls on 6 points. 2 settlement spots, 2 cities. So yellow is really taking off here this game. It will be hard to stop yellow. However, if we can block one of the 9s, we can for sure limit yellow here. Ah, and this is not great for me. So green decides indeed to go for the long road strategy here. And that really doesn't help me because you also want to avoid to race for the long road, especially early game, because you are wasting a lot of roads. So I decided to wait with the knight because I didn't want to 7 out. So I only need one more brick. Unfortunately, there's not that many brick in the game. So we do get another 5. Well, once we get to the wood port, we can accelerate our game as well. So let's see here. And another brick. So we have a high chance now of settling. And well, what would be our next objective? Maybe I can get 2 settlement spots if I can trade wheat for sheep here. Let's see. Because settling on the 6, 11, 12 will be very nice. Because not only if the 6 rolls we get a resource of choice, also if the 11 rolls. And the 11 will not be blocked this game, most likely. So yeah, that is I think really strong for me. And of course settling on a 3 hex spot is always nice. Okay, we do get a wheat, so let's try in our turn to get the wheat for sheep. I think brown might be interested in that trade because the 5 did roll a couple of times. Yeah, another wheat. So if that 9 wasn't blocked, yellow would have had 2 cities. So let's see if we get a sheep. I will do a wheat for sheep here. Okay, so nice. Brown takes this trade. I think that is also very good for us. We can get 2 settlements. So now we need to get the city. We could also, in theory, go for the development card game, but it might be hard. However, if we can block the 9 or that can really help us for sure. But we don't have the production yet. However, we did get some great settlement spots, especially the 6, 11, 12. But the 4, 11 is also a decent settlement spot. But yellow did get a great settlement spot too, with the 9, 10, 2 and the 6, 2. So let's see what yellow decides to do here. I think you have a ton of wheat in your hand. And you are looking for a sheep, yeah. So you might want to trade in your wheat for the sheep, for the ore, and start to get a development card. I would have done that too in her situation. Okay, yeah. So you're just waiting for the 6 to roll here. Okay, and we do roll 4. But yeah, we don't need more roads. We already have 5 settlement spots. So we need to get the city now or a development card. So I think I want to do it for 2 wood, but I decided not to do it here. Because I don't want to help green, because green and me are somehow racing for the long road. Uh, so that I think it's not a very smart choice of green. On the other hand, though, I think you have no chance at getting army. So maybe you just want to go for that. So now you probably take road because you want to go to the tree one, I think. Oh, over the ore port. That's fine too. So I want to catch up. So I think I want to get, oh, and another 10. So the 10s are really, really bad here. So I think I have to, in order to catch up, I don't want to lose on the long road. If we lose on long road, we will be in a very bad situation. So that will make me the leader, which is not great and something you definitely don't want to have. But yeah, I think we have to go for it because I don't want to be in a situation where green, for example, does have the row building and we will lose on the long road, which we should not have. So I'm deciding here which way I want to go in an efficient way to connect my roads, given how I, well, did get my roads. So I decided to go to the wood port um, uh, via the 6, 11, 12 because if I had a chance to well, get cut off on the 9-12 if I did go that way. So that's why I decided to make a strange, well, road setup here. But I think we still will have enough roads to outpace, well, in this case, green. So normally, if you are the road player, you want to place your roads in an efficient way such that you can connect and not, well, let me state it otherwise. You, in an ideal situation, you want to connect all your 15 roads that are available to you. So then you can go in any direction you want. So that's what I was deciding on here, how to go. So I decided to go towards the 4 brick. And Brown can't cut me off anymore to the 4 brick because he might be interested if he does have the road building. I think that could be a great settlement spot for him. Wow, and we do roll another 10. So that really helps green. Green would have no chance at getting the long road if the 10 didn't roll. Yeah, so 6 10s already. That's not great. So we will now see as well that yellow is a little bit stuck. She's still on 6 points. She did get the develop card, but it wasn't a knight, I'm assuming here, because she didn't play the knight. So I decide what to want to go here. I think, yeah, I don't want to stay in my hand with 2 ore, given that all the other players do have the development cards, one of which might be the mono. So I decided to go for the development card here, and I already see, yep, but you didn't steal from me. So glad that I'm not considered the leader here. And I think I am not in the lead, but I do have the most victory points. So sometimes you see that then the player with the most victory points gets stolen from. But in this case, I think yellow is definitely in a strong position because it will be very hard for us to get the city. Okay, so, and yellow will likely have army as well. So yellow look is amazing here. Uh, she basically only needs 1 knight and 2 knights to win the game. So she can win quite easily if her knights doesn't get blocked or don't get blocked. But glad that we don't get stolen from here. So I definitely want to block the 9 ore if we can. Yeah, I can understand why green is getting robbed. That must be frustrating for sure. She's not in a great position. She does have the ore port though, but yeah, she doesn't have the production. And by the way, Brown did get the city as well. So yeah, I think Brown is also in a strong position here. Okay, so we can get another death card. I decide to go for it here because if we get a knight, we have army and already on 7 points. But we do get a mono. So this was a crucial moment in the game, I think. If we did get the knight, uh, we are only 1 point short of the win. And it might take a long time for them to get the 3 knights as well. So I was not happy about the mono here. And of course, uh, I cannot complain too much because the mono is the best death card in the game. But in this case, yeah, we can for sure use it for getting the city now if we can mono 3 ore. So that's for sure I want to use my mono for. But it would be very nice if we would get half the knight here. Because then we are on 9 points, like I already said. So by the way, for all the viewers that are listening and are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I know, well, I'm getting thousands of views, but we don't have 1,000 subscribers though. Almost though, but If you didn't, please consider to subscribe to the channel. That will help the channel out a lot. So yeah, I'm doing a little bit of table talk. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm winning here. Of course, you don't know if I do have the knight. If I did have the knight, I would say I'm winning, but we didn't have the knight, unfortunately. Even a victory point would be really nice, but yeah, the monopoly is great too, for sure. So we just have to wait until a couple of knights roll. Um, and I have to get the right resources. So I mean the wood and the wheat to get the city. Because I only want to mono the ore if we are close to getting a city. So in this case, if a 9 rolled, we could have had the city. Now, so I'm looking at it to play the mono. Yeah, I decided to go for it because I know there are 3 ore in the game. And the ore is very rare for me. So this was I think, a decent mono. It's not a great mono, but it might be hard to get the ore. So now I will be the target. Yep. So that means basically yellow does have a lot of, well, wheat, sheep, wood, and brick in hand. Yeah, and another 10 rolls here. So yellow did manage to get the the 7 victory points. Yeah, so no brown, and brown is asking, are you still not in the lead? Well, if I did have the knight again, I would be in the lead, but now I think yellow is in the strong lead. However, I now see this that brown will likely have army. Tune down development cards and 2 in hand. So that means you will likely have army next turn. So here I think I decide to 3 for 1 my brick for an ore. It is tricky though. So I'm first try to get a good brick trade, but I don't want to trade with green here. And I'm a little bit nervous because green might have the row building here. And that would be very bad for me. But I decide to, yeah, just go for it. Because we are also very close at the win here. We can now get the settlement on the 4 brick. And then we are on 9 points suddenly. Okay, so you don't have the knight, that tells me. Because otherwise you definitely have played the knight. So does yellow have the knight here? Let's see. I think you don't want to play it right now. Okay, but you rolled a 7. So let's see from who you want to steal here. Yeah, on the A brick, we are not a target, so that's very nice. Because I think yellow also doesn't have the knight and is racing with brown for getting the army here. So yellow will probably have a victory point here. Okay, so she goes for that settlement spot. But I want to connect my roads as well. So a little bit of an awkward situation here. So on the one hand, I want to extend my road, but on the other hand, I want to block the settlement of yellow. Let me know in the comments what you would do in this situation, because I still don't know if green does have the row building, because she might want to hold it for the right moment. Okay, she did get the mono. Wow, and she did get the brick. So you could use it for some more roads, but I think 5 and 6 didn't roll in a while. So you have to, and you don't have an efficient port, by the way. So I'm not sure if this is the best mono for you. I think if you could mono the ore with the ore port, you'll be in an amazing position. Wow, 8 brick for 2 wheat. The wheat is rare for you though, and you did get a good city. So it might be worth it, but it's definitely not the best mono. Okay, so brown decides to, or we'll end up with the army here. Oh, and that's why you don't want to play your knight if you're on 7 cards. I made a mistake a couple of times as well, but I think this can be pretty painful for Brown. But now I'm thinking as green, maybe you, if you did have the row building early, you would have played it, I think. So maybe you don't have the row building, and then I'm in a decent position to, of course, getting long road and holding it. So this is a great trade for me, but I don't want to help yellow too much. So looking back, I think I should have taken the trade. That gave me the settlement. I would give up my ore, but I think I would have had the settlement already. So that might be a mistake for me. But then again, if yellow gets the another knight, yellow would be on 9 points. So that's why I decided not to trade yellow here. And another 10. So I think 10 is the most rolled number in the game here. Yeah, lots of 10s here. Oh, and we do get stolen from. Not the end of the world though, I don't need the brick. Yeah, so you are looking for a brick to get another death card. So brown will secure army maybe now. Yeah, and there's the 9. So you will have the city here. It only takes 1 9 now to get the city. So yellow can win with 2 more 9s. She doesn't have to get army to win here. So I'm saying to the other ones, block the 9 instead of the 6. And green now decides to, well, not sure if you have some issues, but some technical issues, but well, if you now are not playing, so then I don't have to worry that much anymore about losing my road. So I can use that to my advantage here. And then I can prioritize getting the settlement on the 4 brick. And then we only need one more victory point. So we have to get the lucky VP or the city. And the city might be quite hard, but we now have the production. And if we roll a 9 and 2 6s, we do have the city. So okay, an 11. 11 is a great roll for us for sure. That will give me the settlement now. And another 10. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I think I want to go for the settlement. I'm a little bit worried that green might take the road for me. But I think I decide to go for it here and get the settlement spot. It is a risk though, but I think I have to take the risk here if I want to win this game. So I want to hold, and of course we only need a couple of good rolls. So it's over 6 right now, and somehow we are not getting blocked here. Yeah, so we already have the wheat. So if we roll 1 6, we do have the win here. So let's see. Okay, the 4 is decent. We need one more though. Yeah, I don't want to trade with yellow here. I think yellow is in a very strong position. But it's already not that great that green tries to raise me. You don't want to get in a road race here. So yellow's taking a long time here. It is close for sure. Let's see. Wow, a sheep for wood and 2 brick. Oh wow, and you can do anything with these cards. That's interesting. Okay, so green is still in the game. So the 10 did roll. So are you going for road now? Oh, I think this trade will go through here with yellow. Okay, maybe not. I decide to trade with brown here. Yeah, I think it could is really smart because I was really close at winning. If we did roll 1-6, so now I have to port my wheat in, unfortunately, for the wood here. And we do roll the 7 as well. So this is really unlucky. Uh, yeah, I definitely need road to be at least second this game. So I decided to block green here. I know she's not in the strongest position, but she's not in a bad position too. And this 10 was really annoying me, so I decided to block the 10 brick. Uh, and now I have to go into the road race. So I'm deciding what is smart to do here. But I think if I build around the 4 brick, I can get on 10 roads. So I only need one more road to for sure get the road back. But it is a little bit dicey, and this is something I was not hoping for. This really sets me back. Um, so this really slowed me down the game because otherwise I could focus on just get the city. But we do get the 2 roads, so and this also tells me that green doesn't have the road building. Otherwise, you would not have wasted your roads like that. So in my turn, I will get 2 roads or at least one. So that means I will secure myself at least second place here. With the possibility to win, of course. Okay, we do roll a 7 here. Or what? I said we, but we don't roll a 7. But the 7 did roll. Yeah, and you don't steal from me, but you're blocking my 9 wheat. I think that's not smart. Well, not sure though. You could also block the 9 ore. I think the 9 ore is a little bit stronger. Yeah, so I think in this moment in the game, I just want to get the road back um, and secure myself the second place here. Because otherwise we will lose a lot of elo, which I don't want, of course. Okay, so now I think, yeah. So unfortunately that the tree rolled, but I'm now thinking, how do I place my road? So I think, yeah, I will do this. And then green now needs to build 3 roads, but I was still not sure because you might let me think that you do have the road building. So I was not sure, and well, that one wood I will lose will not matter that much. So I decided to get another road here, getting on 11 roads. Unfortunately, I can't block yellow out of the settlement spot anymore. I already have 5 settlement spots, but yeah, I just want to extend my route. So that's what I decide to do here. Yeah, so we do roll the 6 here. But let's see. I think yellow is really close at winning. Yeah, I think yellow does have to win now. She can get the city, I think, or get the settlement spot. So I think that is GG here. So good game. Well, the 9 really paid off. I think yellow was a really little bit lucky with the 9s and 10s. Oh, okay, but It seems you can't win this turn. Otherwise, you don't offer the trade here. Okay, wow. So you're going for victory points here. So we might have a shot at the win here, if nothing strange happens. Ah, and you do get it. Wow, that's really unfortunate. We end up second. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy. We are almost at 1,000 subscribers, so really glad about that. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.